finally got the Explorer in from Texas, and we've got it inside here. And we did a lot of research on that Explorer before we bought it. We did some internet research on the wheelbase, the width, the motor, the frame, and all that stuff to come up with that Explorer. Before I start talking about this Woody, I want to show you what Bruce and Steve Hayes did for me. This is a brand new air hose, and every time I'm welding or using the plasma cutter, a slag will drop down this hose, and you can see it's done burn a hole in this brand new hose. So I was talking to Bruce about that, and they have made me this shield that I am going to test out on their own vehicle here. And it just Velcros in place, and it gives me a little heat shield for about 6 foot out on this hose, which will be laying up under this truck. And hopefully that'll start saving these hoses, because this is a brand new hose. So enough of that. Let's get on to showing you about the Woody. So meanwhile on the Woody, while we've been waiting on the Explorer to get here, we've been stripping this thing of all of its parts and making a parts list for Bruce to gather up some parts. And we're going to get the dash out. We're going to probably leave this column in here, and then we're going to cut this floor all the way around the inside of this thing, and then just pull all the outer skin right off of it and put it over here on a jig, and I'll probably weld in some supports to hold it in place, and then I'm going to get this part of it blasted. And then while that's being done, we're going to start stripping on the Explorer. So let's take a look at the Explorer. Now, over here on our Explorer, it's an '08 model. This thing's only got 66,000 miles. This was used as a K9 vehicle in Texas. So it's got all the upgrades, extra trans coolers, and everything that they would order for the police force. And also it has a 4.6 in it, a full box frame, independent rear suspension, four-wheel disc brakes. This is going to be an outstanding vehicle. So we've got less than $10,000 in this part of it, and you think about the cost savings where our motor's already in place, we've got automatic transmission, we've got all those creature comforts already in there, so that's just a huge savings. Now when I get to working on cutting this thing apart, I'm going to keep in mind I have a lot of good parts to sell. I've got a hood I can sell, I've got fenders, I've got headlights, so we can cut that cost way down. So it's really a cool way to do these some of these old cars and bring them up to date. Now inside here, you can see we've really got some creature comforts in here, but we're going to eliminate a lot of this stuff. I'm only going to use what I got to use to make the Woody work on the inside here. So I'll go in here and I'm going to cut this floor all the way around the edges, probably cut the firewall, and try to just slip this running gear, floor, and dash area right out of this thing, saving all this exteriors outside, because one of these that's been wrecked somewhere. This is very valuable stuff to have the post, have the doors, the rear hatch. All these parts are very sellable, so I'm going to cut it apart in the way that I can save all these parts, and then we'll just shoehorn the other one right on in place. So yeah, I know it looks a little worse than what it really is, because this really isn't bad, because this guy's way ahead of the game with all the creature comforts that this has in it. So let's get back to work here. We're going to get this cut off, get it set up. We'll start taking this apart, and we'll show you how this goes along as we proceed forward.